stamping friends, this is Jill from stampwithjill.com and Fun Stamper's Journey. Today I'm going to show you how to make this coffee card. There's a few things I'd like to highlight in this card. One is the paper pierced edge and the coffee cup dies. So let's get started. First I want to show you what we're going to use. We have a couple stamp sets. So first we have the Text Happy, which you can see is a lot of little sentiments. That's where the "You Are Wonderful" comes from. We have the Coffee Helps stamp set and bundle. This actually comes with some dies and a bunch of stamps, but we are going to use the coffee bean today for the background. And then for the happy birthday, that comes from Inside and Out. Okay, for the dies, we have a bunch of little dies, but we are going to make the coffee cup out of these Coffee First die set, which has the coffee cozy, a big cup, a small cup, the lid, the straw, and some other cute coffee embellishments. So we are going to use these four, which is the cozy, the lid, the straw, and the smaller cup. Then we are also going to use the rectangles, the Journey rectangles, which is this die set. And each rectangle has the paper piercing die to go with it. And it coordinates with this layer. The one we're using today coordinates with the layer of this card, which is 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I'm going to show you how that lines up. So I'm going to die cut it too for you so you can see, but there are little tiny dots on the back of that. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There are some little tiny dots. We're gonna line this up on the background there, and it's gonna make that really cool pierced edge. All right, so first off, let's get all the die cutting done. Okay, so I have my Journey Platinum machine, and I'm gonna line all the pieces up because we can die cut them all at one time. So first, I'm gonna lay down this piercing edge on my card base, and I have some washi tape here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece on there to hold it in place so it doesn't wiggle when I put it through, because we're going to have multiple pieces on this cutting plate when we get done. So I'm going to slide this all the way to the inside. There's probably a little bit of a shadow, but I'm taping it to the platform, or to the cutting plate, as well as on the paper. This way here it ensures that it won't move. Okay, then I have a piece of white for the cup lid and the cup. So those are not trimming a stamp image, so we won't need to put those on washi tape with washi tape. So a little tiny piece for the cozy, and that has the matching piercing on it, which is quite nice. And then I also have this piece of kiwi slice and the straw die. And those don't need, you can put washi tape on these to hold them in place, but you don't have to have it. So this one is kind of wiggling, so I'm going to put a little piece of washi tape on there just to keep the straw from bending or from turning while we're cutting. So I'm going to slide my other cutting plate out from the bottom. So it looks like these are going to wiggle too, so we'll just add a little washi tape to them too. But it's nice that we can get all the die cutting done in one pass with a little bit of prep work. Okay, now we're ready. I'm going to put the plate on top. Here it goes. Hopefully it won't shake the camera too much. Sorry about that. Okay. And out this side it comes, so you can see we have the straw. Now this little piece here has the stitching on the back, or the piercing. So let me just grab my scissors over here. The best way to get that off, so you can actually see through the holes, is to use the back of your scissors, like the edge here, and just kind of rub them off. And you can also use your scissors to poke it so it comes out of the die. Okay, I'll get that one in a second. So the cups also cut right through. And then the same thing for this panel. You can run it through a couple times, but it doesn't always get all of these little tiny holes. So again, you're just going to want to take the back of your scissors until you see all green. So you can see, I'll put it up with the camera, you can see that they're all green here. And then as you just rub them along, they come right off. Okay, so now I have all my pieces die cut. I cut an extra one of these coffee cup lids so we can create the layer, but I wanted to take this off on camera so you can see it. So after I brush the scissors on there, you can see all of the green dots coming through, but this peels off, and what you get is the perfectly outlined edge with all the piercing. Okay, so now we're ready to put the rest of the card together. So for first things we're going to do, we're going to take the oatmeal cookie fusion ink and we're going to stamp the coffee beans in the background. So we're just going to ink this up, and I just put them all over. You don't want to be skimpy with your coffee beans. You want them to be able to be seen. So the coffee cup is going to cover up some of the... Alright, so let's see. I think we have a good amount. You can layer that on to see. You just want them peeking out a little bit. And we need to make room for the sentiment too. So I think we need one more up here. And maybe one more over there. Okay, so that takes care of those. And now we're going to put the happy birthday sentiment on, and that comes from the stamp set In and Out. So we're going to ink that up. We're going to put that right along the bottom. Okay. Now the coffee beans, you can see, dry a little bit lighter. And then the last thing we need to do is the You Are Wonderful from Text Happy, and these little words really fit nicely on small spots. Hopefully this is straight because I can't quite, there we go, perfect. Couldn't quite see the angle from the camera, but you can see now we have the You Are Wonderful on the coffee cozy. So now what we can do is we can put all the ink away and get ready to assemble. Alright, so the first thing, we're going to put this on the white background. Alright. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a little tip on how to tie your baker's twine so it's always perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a pretty long piece so we have some long tails, and then you're going to take a glue dot and you are going to kind of roll it in your finger and put it right where you want the bow to be. So then when you wrap your baker's twine around and you start tying your bow, you are going to pull it through and smush that first tie right into the glue dot. Then you will tie your bow and nothing wiggles or moves, or you don't have to hold it in place. It's the best little trick. So then you're just going to adjust the size of your tails. And then I like these a little bit longer, so I'm just going to snip them right there. And so there you have that. So now we're going to put the coffee cup together. Okay, so to get this edge, you can carefully on your scoring tool make a straight scoring edge. But for this one, we are just going to cut this off and glue it on. And there you have your cup lid with the edge. And then we don't need all of the straw, so if you're making multiple cards, you can just cut half the amount of straws that you need, but we only need part of it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to turn this over, and you can put a little adhesive on the top of your cup if you want. Kind of get it into place like that. And then I totally cheat on the back and put the foam squares to hold my straw in place. Okay, so here they are, I had to grab them. And then you put one there. You can put a foam square at the bottom and one on your lid. And then you have the straw. Now mine's going a different way than the original card, but that's okay. So then you're just gonna go ahead and stick this on your card front. I like it a little tilted. And there you go. Now, I have this one also popped up on foam squares, so we're going to add a few more. You can use these small ones, but I think I am going to use the medium size, which is these, because they're just a little bit more sturdy for like this size panel. Get that ready. Okay, and then my card base, which is a tall card base, so it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So you're gonna fold this in half. You're gonna use your crease tool, get a nice crease, and then you're just gonna put it together. And there you have it. Thanks for joining me today.